test. It's a meeting of worlds, a moment where ancient traditions collide with modern life. From the very first sip, the Hadzabe people display genuine curiosity, surprise, and laughter, giving us a glimpse into their unfiltered, authentic reactions to something completely foreign in their everyday lives. Every expression tells a story. From cautious tasting to moments of sheer delight, their faces reflect the pure, universal human experience of trying something new. Watch as their initial confusion slowly turns into joy, laughter, and even playful experimentation. This video captures a rare blend of humor, cultural insight, and human connection, showing how even a simple protein shake can become a bridge between worlds. The Hadzabe tribe is one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer communities living in harmony with nature and preserving ways of life that have existed for thousands of years. Seeing them interact with a modern manufactured drink provides a unique perspective on culture, curiosity, and adaptation. Their reactions are not only funny, they are enlightening, showing us how tradition and novelty can meet in the most heartwarming and genuine ways. Whether you're passionate about wildlife, fascinated by tribal culture, or simply love funny, unexpected reactions, this video has something for everyone. Laugh, smile, and be inspired by the way this incredible community engages with the modern world while staying rooted in their ancestral traditions. Every sip, every reaction, and every laugh is a reminder of the universal joy of discovery. This is more than entertainment. It's a celebration of human curiosity, culture, and connection. Don't miss a single moment of this unforgettable experience. Share it with friends and family, comment on your favorite reactions, and let yourself be amazed by the humor, warmth, and authenticity of the Hadzabe tribe.
Jago bener. Jago bener. Jago.
The Hadzabe, or Hadza, people of Tanzania speak a unique and ancient language that includes clicking consonants, making it one of the most distinct and rare forms of spoken communication in the world. These clicking sounds are not just stylistic, they are actual phonemes, meaning they function like regular letters or syllables in their language. The Hadza language includes a range of click sounds, such as dental clicks, like tisk-tisk, lateral clicks, similar to the sound you make to urge a horse forward, alveolar clicks, sharp tongue pops made at the roof of the mouth. These clicks often appear within names, everyday speech, storytelling, and even during hunting, where communication must be silent yet clear. It's an intricate system that non-speakers find very hard to imitate, let alone understand. Speech balloon example. A Hadzabe person's name might contain a click sound that isn't written in English. It's a sound, not a letter. For example, Zany or Oma, note, the symbols like or represent different types of clicks. Globe showing Europe-Africa linguistic significance. The Hadza language is considered a linguistic isolate, meaning it's not closely related to any other known language family. It is spoken by fewer than 1,500 people, making it endangered but incredibly important in the study of human language origins. The use of clicks places the Hadza language among a very small group in Africa, including Khoisan languages found mostly in southern Africa. Brain cultural insight. To the Hadza, these names and sounds are not just labels, they carry identity, ancestral meaning, and sometimes environmental or spiritual connections. Learning to pronounce them properly is a sign of deep respect for their culture. White heavy checkmark summary. Hadzabe names with clicking sounds are a powerful reminder of human diversity. They reflect thousands of years of oral tradition, survival, and a way of living that remains deeply connected to nature and identity. Clicking sounds in Hadzabe names, a rare language tradition. Deep in the savannas and woodlands around Lake Eyasi in northern Tanzania, the Hadzabe, or Hadza, tribe lives as one of the last true hunter-gatherer societies on Earth. Their way of life has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years, and at the heart of their culture is a unique and ancient language, marked by something extraordinary: clicking sounds. These clicks aren't casual noises or expressions. They are real, meaningful components of the Hadza language, used not just in speech but within names themselves, making Hadzabe personal names some of the most unique and difficult to pronounce in the world for outsiders. Speaking head, what are clicking sounds? In phonetics, clicks are non-pulmonic consonants. That means they're not made by pushing air out of the lungs like most sounds, but by creating a vacuum in the mouth and releasing it. You may recognize some of them from casual sounds you make in daily life.
By dawn the river widened into a golden mist, and Myra's canoe drifted toward a shore alive with color and sound. Before her stretched a market unlike any she had ever seen, a market where memories and stories shimmered like silk. Stalls lined the winding paths, each one glowing with lanterns of every size and shape. Some lanterns hummed with ancient African proverbs. Some flickered with jazz notes and gospel hums from faraway American nights. All of them whispered softly as Mira passed, like wind through pages of 100 unwritten books. An old storyteller in a kitenge robe called out, "Child, trade me a dream and I'll weave you a tale that can calm storms." A young woman with patchwork skirts and beaded braids held up carved gourds. "These hold laughter from villages across the desert. Mix it in your cooking and your food will sing." A man with a banjo and a basket of sweet cornbread offered, "Share a memory, little one, and I'll play you a tune that brings the moon closer." By dawn the river widened. Mira wandered deeper, the land's canoe drifted toward a shore alive with color and sound. Before her stretched a market unlike any she had ever seen, a market where memories and stories shimmered like silk. Stalls lined the winding paths, each one glowing with lanterns of every size and shape. Some lanterns hummed with ancient African proverbs. Some flickered with jazz notes and gospel hums from faraway American nights. All of them whispered softly as Mira passed, like wind through pages of 100 unwritten books. An old storyteller in a kitenge robe called out, "Child, trade me a dream and I'll weave you a tale that can calm storms." A young woman with patchwork skirts and beaded braids held up carved gourds. "These hold laughter from villages across the desert. Mix it in your cooking and your food will sing." A man with a banjo and a basket of sweet cornbread offered, "Share a memory, little one, and I'll play you a tune that brings the moon closer." Mira wandered deeper, the lantern in her hands glowing brighter with every step. She passed tables of carved masks, each one whispering its origin. A griot's face from Mali. A jester from New Orleans Mardi Gras. A bird spirit from tales told under baobab trees. The air smelled of smoke, honey, hibiscus, and fresh bread. Children ran laughing between stalls, chasing glowing beads that hovered like fireflies. Drums throbbed from somewhere in the distance, answered by a humming choir of unseen voices. Mira paused at a stall where an elder wove cloth that shimmered like water. "Your lantern," the elder said, "carries many flowers, but it is not yet complete. How do I complete it?" Mira asked softly. "By sharing," the elder said, hands never stopping their weaving. "Take what you've gathered, our stories, our songs, our foods, and carry them home. When you light them again, when you tell them in your own voice, the lantern will bloom into a star." Mira felt tears prick her eyes. She thought of Willowmere, of her grandmother's hands, of the dream walkers by the twin fires. She thought of the drums, the cornbread, the baobab canoe, the blues, and the chorus strings woven into one melody. She held the lantern high. It flared so brightly that the whole market seemed to pause, bathed in gold. And then, softly, the lantern spoke, not in words, but in a warm wave of understanding. "Your journey is the bridge. Your story is the light. carry us. Mira took a deep breath and stepped back toward the canoe, her heart full of voices and visions, ready to bring them home and light new fires. The Lanterns of Willowmere, Chapter 3, Drums Across the Water. Mira followed the lantern along the riverbank, the cool night air carrying the sound of distant drums. At first she thought it was her heartbeat, quick and eager, but then she heard the rhythm deepen, a cadence older than language, a pulse that felt both African and American at once, like a heartbeat of two worlds joined by the night. The path twisted into a grove of tall willows and baobab-like giants that seemed impossibly alive here, their roots curling over each other like the braids in a mother's hair. Fireflies spun around Mira in constellations, and their light seemed to form patterns, a star map mixed with Adinkra symbols and old folk sigils her grandmother had stitched into quilts. On the far shore, shapes moved. A circle of figures sat around a low fire. Some wore bright Kent cloth that shimmered under the lantern glow, others wore denim jackets with patches from New Orleans jazz clubs and Harlem art houses. One elder played a gem, the deep sound rolling through the forest like thunder from a far-off savannah. Another strummed a leather guitar, picking out notes that carried the soul of gospel and blues. Mira stepped closer, and one of them, an old woman with cowrie shells braided into her hair, looked up and smiled. "Ah, child of lanterns," she said in a lilting tone that carried both the softness of the river and the strength of the desert. "We have been waiting for you." The others nodded. A man in a straw hat poured steaming chai from a carved gourd into a tin cup, handing it to Mira. The tea smelled of spiced hibiscus and cinnamon, a taste that was both home and somewhere new. "Who are you?" Mira whispered. "We are the Dream Walkers," said a young woman whose voice sang with the rhythm of Harlem nights. "Our ancestors crossed oceans, some by choice, some by chance." The forest awakens with sound, birds calling, leaves whispering in the wind. A small group of Hadzabe men and women walk gracefully through the lush green, their eyes scanning the trees for treasures. In their hands, baskets slowly fill with vibrant fruits glowing under the dappled sunlight. Imagine a taste untouched by time, ingredients plucked straight from nature's pantry, guided by knowledge passed down for thousands of years. The Hadzabe, one of the last true hunter-gatherer tribes on Earth, live in harmony with the land in ways most of us can only imagine. Every fruit they pick, every hive they climb, tells the story of survival and tradition woven into their daily lives. To witness their food culture is to glimpse a way of life that has nearly disappeared from the modern world. Now, step closer. The camera lingers on glistening wild honey dripping from combs, crimson forest berries shining like jewels, and roots freshly pulled from the earth. These are not ordinary ingredients, they are gifts of the wild, carefully gathered and celebrated. What follows is a culinary ritual rarely seen by outsiders, a Hadzabe recipe blending forest fruits with raw honey, simple yet profound, ancient yet alive. This is not just food, it is memory, connection, and survival preserved in taste. Prepare to witness an intimate moment with the Hadzabe tribe, a feast that carries the flavor of history itself, wide-shot, lush African forest. Sunlight cuts through the canopy. The Hadzabe walk barefoot, their movements calm but purposeful. Opening the unseen world. Imagine a taste untouched by time. Ingredients plucked straight from nature's pantry. Contextualization. Close-up, hands reaching for bright berries, children carrying woven baskets. The Hadzabe are one of the last true hunter-gatherer tribes on Earth. Their way of life, nearly unchanged for thousands of years, offers us a rare glimpse into humanity's ancient bond with nature. Building anticipation. Camera pans across a beehive in the crook of a tree. Honey drips like liquid gold. A Hadza climbs swiftly, retrieving the hive with ease. Here, food is more than survival, it is tradition. Every hunt, every harvest, every drop of honey connects them to ancestors who walked this same land. Ingredients teaser. Slow-motion shots, wild honey glistening, crimson berries tumbling into a basket, roots brushed clean against stone. Glistening wild honey, exotic berries, and fruits of the forest, simple, pure,
Deep inside the
untouched.
wild, witness the
Together,
Hadzabe
they
Bushman's
form the
ancient honey hunt and experience the thrills of survival. Nestled in the untouched wilderness of Tanzania, the Hadzabe Bushmen stand as one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes, continuing to live in a manner that has hardly changed for thousands of years. Their life in the wild is not just a way of survival, it's a testament to their profound connection with nature, their extraordinary skills, and their ability to live with what the land gives them. Today, we invite you to join us on an incredible journey into the wild heart of Africa to watch the Hadzabe Bushmen in action as they embark on their ancient honey hunt. This is not just a quest for food, it's an essential part of their culture, tradition, and survival. Follow the hunters as they navigate the African bush, working with the land and the creatures that inhabit it to secure this sweet, life-sustaining treasure. Let's step into their world and experience it firsthand. The rich history of honey for the Hadzabe tribe. Honey is more than just a food to the Hadzabe, it is a symbol of survival, an essential resource in a world where food sources are unpredictable and the challenges of hunting and gathering are constant. Their relationship with honey is as ancient as the land they inhabit, and the skills required to harvest it have been passed down through generations of wisdom. Here's why honey is so deeply treasured in the Hadzabe lifestyle. A natural energy source, honey is rich in sugars and provides instant energy, making it a crucial food source for the tribe. Whether they're heading out on long hunting trips or enduring the African heat, honey fuels them through the day. A source of healing, beyond its nutritional value, honey has been used by the Hadzabe for its healing properties, from treating wounds to soothing sore throats and boosting immunity. A cultural experience, the hunt for honey isn't just about survival, it's a communal activity that brings the tribe together. Sharing the honey after the hunt strengthens the bonds within the community and connects them to the land and each other. The hunt begins, tracking the honey guide bird. The Hadzabe Bushmen have a unique and extraordinary partnership with nature, one of the most remarkable being their bond with the honey guide bird. This bird is more than just a creature of the wild, it plays an integral role in the Hadzabe honey hunt. Here's how the process unfolds. Call and response. Early in the morning, the hunters begin their search for honey. The honey guide bird responds to their calls with a series of chirps and flights, guiding the hunters to the hidden beehives. Following the guide, once the bird leads them to the vicinity of a hive, the hunters move swiftly through the bush, with the bird flying ahead to reveal the exact location of the hive. Teamwork and patience. The Hadzabe display incredible patience and keen observation skills, watching carefully as the bird hovers above to signal the presence of honey. Deciduous tree scaling the heights, the daring climb to the hive. After the hive has been located, the real challenge begins, climbing the towering trees to reach the beehive. These hives are often 20 to 30 feet above the ground, and with no modern climbing tools, the Hadzabe use only their natural agility and skill to scale the heights. Here's what happens next. Climbing the trees, the hunters use vines, tree branches, and their bare hands to ascend the tree, showing remarkable balance and strength. This is no small feat, especially when considering the risk of bee stings and the height they must reach. Using smoke to protect themselves, to avoid the angry swarms of bees, the Hadzabe creates smoke from burning grass and wood. The smoke calms the bees, allowing the hunters to harvest the honeycomb without too much interference from the hive's residents. Breaking open the hive, once they reach the hive, the real work begins. The hunters break open the hive, revealing the liquid gold inside, raw honey dripping from the honeycomb. The bees may still be protective, but the hunters work efficiently, knowing the sweet reward is close. Honeypot the sweet reward, a communal feast. Once the honey has been gathered, the Hadzabe tribe comes together to celebrate their victory. What happens next is a joyful, shared experience, where every member of the tribe participates in the enjoyment of this precious food. Fresh honeycomb, the tribe members chew on the fresh honeycomb, tasting the rich, thick sweetness. It's not just the honey they consume, it's the beeswax too, which provides additional nutrients and energy. Sharing with the community, as with many of the Hadzabe traditions, there's a deep sense of community in everything they do. After the honey is harvested, it is shared with the entire tribe, including the honey guide bird, which is given a piece of honeycomb as thanks for its guidance. Celebrating the hunt, this experience is a time for bonding, not just over the
Morning,
hunting, but in the
setting
act of
out.
surviving together.
At dawn, the Hadzabe men and boys rise early. The air is still cool, and the golden light spreads over the savanna and rocky hills of northern Tanzania. Men prepare their bows and arrows, carefully tipped with poison made from desert rose plants. The arrows are stored in quivers crafted from kudu hide. Each hunter also carries a small pouch with honey-collecting tools and a knife. Women and children head in a different direction. They carry digging sticks, woven baskets, and sometimes babies strapped to their backs. Their goal is to find tubers, berries, and baobab fruit. This division of labor ensures that the group returns with a variety of foods. Tracking and hunting. The hunters move silently, eyes scanning the ground for tracks. They read the fresh prints of antelope or warthog, noticing bent grass or disturbed soil. Their knowledge of the land allows them to identify not only the animal but how recently it passed by. When they find game, hunters spread out. The bows are drawn, and if the shot is good, the poisoned arrow does its work. Sometimes the prey runs a long distance before falling. An extended sleeping story for dreamers, wanderers, and flame keepers. Before time wore numbers. Before the sky had names. Before hearts beat to the rhythm of clocks and calendars. There was only the wild. It was not quiet, but it was still. It was not tame, but it was whole. The world was wrapped in green and gold, in soil and silence, in stars and scent. It stretched endlessly in every direction, with no borders, no signs, no fences, just freedom. Animals ruled the plains, the forests, and the mountains. Their paws marked the trails. Their eyes shaped the night. The rivers ran clean and fast, the wind whispered through untouched trees, and the sun. The sun came and went like a great, breathing drumbeat across the sky. And in that world, new and blinking, came us. Humans. Not yet mighty. Not yet builders or bakers or dreamers of cities. Just curious. Just walking. Just listening. They moved barefoot across the earth, feeling every grain of sand, every blade of grass, every stone. Their hands were tools. Their ears were maps. Their eyes were stories in the making. And at the end of each day, when the sun dipped below the hills and the great curtain of night unfolded, they stopped. They gathered. And they waited. The darkness came quickly in those ancient days. A thick, velvet hush that wrapped around their small, tired bodies. The temperature dropped, the ground grew cold. Their voices fell quiet. They held each other close, not out of love alone, but out of need. They had no houses. No fire. No way to hold back the dark. The night belonged to the beasts. To the shadows. To the unknown. And every night, as they stared into the deep sky above, they must have wondered. Will we see the light again? But then, something changed. Something small. Something eternal. It happened somewhere near the cradle of the world. What we now call Africa. Where the soil is red and rich, and the stars stretch wide above the plains. There, one night, beneath the pale watch of the moon, a hand reached for a stone. Maybe it was boredom. Maybe it was accident. Or maybe, just maybe, it was destiny knocking softly. The stone struck another. Once. Then again. And again. A spark. Tiny. Bright. Gone in a breath. But not gone for good. It kissed a curl of dry grass. And in the stillness, a flicker rose. A flame, small, orange, almost shy. It danced like a newborn spirit, uncertain of the world. The people stared. First in silence. Then in awe. Then, in reverence. The fire whispered warmth against their skin. It lit up their faces, turned their shadows into dancers. It chased the cold from their bones, the fear from their eyes. And the beasts. The beasts in the dark took a step back. Then another. Then vanished into the trees. For the first time, humans were not prey. They were not just surviving. They were becoming. The fire did not roar. It crackled. It did not command. It invited. And around cooked, gathered, and listened to the world before the world became so noisy. History, for a long time, was told from the top down. Kings, generals, conquerors. Maps redrawn. Empires made and unmade. Battles with dates. Treaties with clauses. Crowns and swords. But that's not the only way time passed. People are hungry now for something else. A history that lives lower to the ground. Closer to the soil. Not the story of who ruled, but how people lived. What they ate. Where they slept. How they raised children. How they waited out the rain. How they gathered roots when no fruit would grow. How they healed. How they carried grief, and how they passed joy along in stories around the fire. Let's begin where history is often quietest. With the indigenous peoples whose voices were left out of the official records. Not because they didn't have stories, but because they didn't write them down in books or carve them in stone for kings. They stored them in the rhythm of seasons. In the snow of wild.